Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sinister Playthroughs. Particularly the Sinister playthrough of Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem? Did I just say that? Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones. We have just defeated the bandits of Borgo, and now we are on our way to face Ancient Horrors in Chapter 4. I don't know about you, but I think that sounds fantastic. I just love Ancient Horrors. So, you can actually run around at this point. Like, you don't actually have to immediately go to the next battle. You can go visit the armory, for instance. And I think I just might do that. I'm going to sell this red gem for mad cash. 2,500 gold sounds fantastic, sir. Absolutely fantastic. And let's see what items everyone has. Eirika's doing very well on her equipment. She has plenty of vulneraries. Franz is doing fine. Mulder's fine. Vanessa's pretty well outfitted herself. Gilliam has very little to his name, but that's okay, because we're not really going to use him much. Ross, doing well. Garcia, also doing well. Arguably, I should really... Yeah, actually, I don't want to do that. What I'd like to do, actually, is get a javelin or two for Franz, and for... Actually, I guess just for Franz at this point, mostly. Javelins are kind of like the lance equivalent of a hand axe, in that they let you attack both right next to someone, and also at a distance. They're really handy. Alright, we're pretty well set here. I guess I should probably do something about Naomi not having any vulneraries, though. She could probably use one. Who has an extra? Yeah, Colm, why don't you give one of your vulneraries to Naomi? Since you guys are so buddy-buddy and all. Alright. And now, onto the Za'ha woods! With her bracelet recovered, Eirika sets out with renewed determination. Wow, I really can't talk. Determination! Passing through the ancient forest, Za'ha brings them close to Grotto's border. As they near the town of Seraphiu, Eirika's fears are assuaged by the lack of troops. But never-before-seen terrors crawl in the shadows of the trees. Ooh! Chapter 4, Ancient Horrors. We're approaching Seraphiu at the border of Renee and Grotto. Once we cross, we'll be in Grotto. Renval won't be much farther. That is, assuming we can cross the border without mishap. Oh! Look, over there! What the hell are those things? I'm just paraphrasing here. I've never seen anything like it. What could they be? Okay, folks. We are now meeting two of the best characters in the game. I love these guys. This is Artor and Lute. Artor is a monk, Lute is a mage. They are awesome. Artor is a specialist in light magic, which can get to be pretty powerful in this game, and which is especially effective against monsters. Lute, as you can see, is just a little bit egotistical, but it's totally deserved because she's awesome. Totally awesome. Artor is good too, but I mean, you know, Lute is just straight up fantastic. Okay, I'm just gonna skip this dialogue. Oh good, you get to see Artor in action. Please allow me to deal with this. Evil shade, may the blessed light drive you from this land. The really weird thing about this is it says he's equipped with lightning. But that's clearly not lightning. I mean, that's light magic. I feel like that was a translation error on their part. And, oh, look at this, we get to pick units. Is this the first time in the game we get to pick units? I can't recall. Well, this is good because this allows us to shed a little bit of dead weight here. We can ditch Seth and Gilliam and pick up the slack with Naomi and Calm. Now, obviously, Seth is much, much better than either Naomi or Calm at this point, but I am much more interested in leveling up these two than I am in leveling up Seth. So we are going to fight right now. So, that was a little tip. If you can get someone to this village, you will get Lute. You will get fat Lute. Yes, that's right. You will get Lute, and she's pretty useful. She's a really good character. I think it's probably going to be okay for me to... let's see, how far can this guy go? Oh, he can barely move at all. So let's see how Vanessa matches up against this guy, because she can get there in 2 turns. And she'll be pretty safe if I leave her there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this monster is like no problem at all. I'll just have her wait. Because I don't actually want her to kill that particular monster. I just want her to go get Lute. Go doing her little flying thing, the one thing that makes her useful. Artur, on the other hand, let's see what he can do with lightning against this guy. Alright, so he'll take some damage if this guy hits, but it's pretty unlikely that he'll hit, with Artur standing on the forest tile like that. Let's see how far these guys can go. Yeah, so they could both follow up on an attack against Artur there. But neither of them could reach him on the forest tile right below him. So I will move him down there, I think. And yeah, that is a good spot for him to be at. Pretty good, all in all. I'm going to do a quick save state, because I feel good about where people are right now. I'm going to move Ross over here. Eirika, I'm going to move over here. Mulder, why don't you go hang out over here? And Franz, why don't you go over here? Naomi, why don't you move over there? And Garcia, what are we going to do with you? How about we move you here? Cool. Alright. I feel pretty good about the way I have my units arrayed right now. Let's see how this works out. As you can see, these monsters are not particularly powerful. Franz just straight up capped that monster right there. He was like, wait, I'm sorry, were you trying to hurt me? Because that didn't work out so well. Maybe you should try a different technique, like, I don't know, not attacking me. Eirika, on the other hand, just straight up dodges. And now she's playing the poking game. Putting holes in these monsters. Artur dodges as well, with help from the forest tile. And it's a critical that completely takes the monster out of commission. Only 30 experience points for him, though. As you can see, that monster did not even bother trying to attack Vanessa, which is probably in his best interest. You may have noticed reinforcements just appeared on the battlefield. That happens in some of these battles. Nothing to be alarmed about. It's sort of par for the course. Alright, Vanessa. Having a really good conversation with Lute so far. Your flesh shows no sign of putrefaction. It seems you're not a revenant. I've decided to join you in battle now. My name is Lute. I'm a mage of superior wisdom and rare ability. I've been reading up on these revenants. They are quite simply no match for me. I am superior after all. So yeah, Lute. A little egotistical, but she's awesome, so it kind of makes up for it. Also, she has like the coolest attack animation. Check this out. Look at this. I love how she, like, shields her face from her own fireball after she launches it. It just looks so cool. Man, this is such a great game. Anyway, let's continue with the wreaking of havoc. Eirika set up both of these enemies to bite it. I want to feed at least one of them to Ross here. Only a 53% chance to hit that one, but that Revenant is going down like whoa. Yeah, he's a goner. And some much-needed experience for Ross. I was clearly wrong, by the way, about him getting promoted at level 5. I think that happens at level 10 for him. But he's doing awfully well, so I'm not too worried. I mean, he's still pretty weak, but that is changing rapidly. And Eirika levels up again. Ooh, a good level up, too. Very, very nice. I feel good about that. I'm going to save, because levels are randomized, and there is no guarantee that she will get a chance to do that again. Now, fun fact, this quote-unquote snag here, if you destroy it, it creates a bridge, which is really handy. So I'm going to try to make that happen. And Garcia, why don't you make yourself useful and go visit that town? Do you see that old snag to the south of here? Bet it would make a handy bridge if you could knock it over. Oh, see, now he's just copying me, saying what I already told you. Ooh, good, another iron axe. That is just what I wanted. Happy birthday to me. At least one of those skeletons can reach that forest up there, and both of these eye things, what are these called again? Magals. Magals. I'm not really sure what the correct term for that is, but yeah. Magals are incredibly ineffective against Artor. Like, he has absolutely nothing to fear from them. But these other enemies could potentially do some damage to him. So I'm going to leave him back here with the rest of the group for now. As you can see, getting Lute without knocking over the snag first is a pretty risky maneuver. Ooh, Vanessa, nice moves there. She has taken no guff from that Revenant at all. And the skeleton does pretty much nothing of value. And this skeleton is going for Lute, which is, frankly, a much better idea, but thankfully he misses, and that is the end of him. Very nice all in all. This evil eye is attacking Calm, but he misses, because he has a very poor chance to hit. And Calm is an unusually fast character. I'm just gonna skip this. Those are characters you can recruit later. It's kind of a stupid cutscene. Not really worth our time. Okay. Now we, oh, what is that? This skeleton is in the way. We are going to have to do something about that, aren't we, Lute? That's right, we are going to fireball him. Fantastic. Let's check out this Revenant here. I'm gonna see how tough he is. Oh yeah, he is nothing to be concerned about. I'm just going to move Vanessa over here to keep that Revenant from blocking Lute's path up to the snag. As you can see, there are a lot of monsters that just appeared up here. They're all, I believe, really weak Revenant characters, but even so, we're going to want to move down because we will be in trouble if we let ourselves get sandwiched there. And this is a good opportunity for... Actually, Ross isn't going to be able to do too much, is he? Guess this is just a good opportunity for Ross to run like a little girl. Fine. I was thinking I could have him do something much cooler, but obviously not. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Calm, why don't you attack that snag and take it down? Very nice. So Lute will be able to run up here and rendezvous with the rest of our characters next turn. Eirika, meanwhile, why don't you head here into this forested area? And let's see... Garcia is actually stuck there because of that Magaval. That's no good. How do we want to handle this? Let's think. Well, we have a 100% chance to hit with this sword, and it's going to take 2 attacks one way or another, so let's use the sword to take out this Magval. In retrospect, that maybe wasn't the best thing I could have done, because that Magval actually deals some pretty hefty damage to Franz, which I don't like at all. Unfortunately, that skeleton is hanging out on right next to that forest space, and I want to kill him, but I... Yeah, okay, let's try this for now. This might turn out really badly, folks. I clearly didn't think this turned through quite as well as I should have. Hopefully it will not lead to disaster, but who knows? I mean, you know, besides the Shadow. We already know he knows. And, oh, you know what? I just had a great idea. I'm going to have Mulder heal Franz. Look at that. So much better, folks. So much better. And Amy, why don't you hang out over here? Perfect. Hopefully this turn does not end up being a complete disaster. I have a good feeling about it. I think it's going to work out okay. Don't quote me on that. Alright, and the first of the zombies marches forth to die on Eirika's blade. Well, die again, I guess. Re-die? What happens when you're undead and you die? Are you re-dead? I guess so. I don't know what else you would be. And that is the end of that skeleton as well. Nicely done, Artur. And this Magval is going straight for Franz. Can't say I blame him. Franz is a pretty juicy target, because he apparently has very low magic resistance, I should say, not magic defense. What is his resistance? 1! Haha! That explains why he's taking so much damage. Alright. Well, let's see what we can do about these monsters here. Ross, here's a great opportunity for some hatchet-throwing practice. Why don't you just go ahead and kill that guy, and level up. There we go, that's a good boy. And now he's a level 6 journeyman. Oh, thank goodness his defense increased. As well as his strength. His strength is actually pretty high now. He's doing pretty well for himself at this juncture. Eirika, why don't you go ahead and do your thing on this second Revenant in line. And that makes room for Nami to follow up. Move into the woods, and put an arrow in this guy, put him out of his misery. Alright. So let's see, Lute, why don't you move up here? Fireball this monster while you're at it. And that is the end of him. And Lute levels up. Very nice. Very good. Magic is... mag, as it appears there, is basically the most important thing, other than speed, that a mage can get, because that's like the equivalent of strength. Obviously other things, like defense and hit points are nice, but magic is the main attraction. And let's see... Garcia, we don't really need you here, man. Why don't you just hang out over there? And let's see... Artur... Yeah. You do that. As you can see, he takes far less damage from those magic attacks than, say, Franz. Ooh, very, very good level up for Artur. I am very well pleased by that. And Franz will take down this Evil Eye with a single hit. Or Magval, whatever. Although it basically is an Evil Eye. Can you really blame me for calling it that? The answer is no. No, you cannot. You cannot blame me for calling a Magval an Evil Eye. Because it is an eye, and it's kind of evil. Alright, that is the end of that turn. And this monster is doing pretty much the smartest thing it can do, which is attack Naomi, because she is an archer, and has no means of counterattacking a melee attack like that. And this guy's going straight for Vanessa. I don't blame him for that either, but I don't think it's going to work out too well for him. Ooh. I didn't realize that guy had a clear shot at Molder like that. Luckily, he does not have the speed for a double attack, and Molder will be just fine. Let's move Vanessa out of the way here. Maybe stick her up there. Very good. Lute, it's time for you to run away. And that Revenant is too slow to catch up. Good news for us. Alright, Ross, why don't you whip out your hatchet there, and show this Revenant who's boss. And here's Naomi with the finishing blow. And bye-bye, Revenant. With a level up to follow. Pretty good. Pretty good. I would have liked it if she'd gained speed. Speed is pretty important for an archer, but I can't complain about what she did gain. That was pretty decent. Okay, let's think about this for a second. Yeah, Eirika, you attack this monster. As you can see, this monster deals a lot more damage than the other ones. That is because instead of having a Rotten Claw, he has a Fetid Claw, which is basically the level above Rotten, I guess? I'm not really clear on how Monster Claw rankings are supposed to work here. Ooh, and he has a Vulnerary we can steal. I was going to have Calm just kill him, but if we can steal a Vulnerary, that's even better. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Franz, you move around here. And hurt this lousy skeleton. It's causing us so much trouble. And that is the end of him. Nice hit there, Franz. And now Artur will be doing the honors of finishing off this Revenant. Excellent. Alright, Molder, you heal Franz, because he could use it. as a frontline fighter, we need to keep him in pretty good health so that he can take hits from the enemy. And that is all for this turn. Let's see, Lute. Oh yeah, you finish this guy. Very nice. Hard to complain about that. Our tour wants to move down here. Actually, maybe over here. Cool. And let's start moving our men over towards this bridge. Here's a fun thing you can do. Move Lute, or Artur, one or the other, over into that forest on the right, and... oh, they can't talk to each other, huh? That's kinda lame. Well, no worries. I suppose there will be plenty of time for them to talk a little later on. You can bombard this Revenant with absolutely no problems from across the river. Because he's just standing there in a really terrible spot for no good reason. And he's not going to move either. He is just going to sit there and take it. Which is okay by me. I am not going to complain. Ooh, Lute, so close to another level up. Alright, let's see here. The only one we really have to be concerned about is this, this Entombed here. The Entombed, as you can see, has a fetid claw. But surprisingly poor stats. Strength of 3, defense of 0? I'm actually a little shocked to see that. I feel like that can't possibly be right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm going to do a quick save state here. And we will begin moving on down. Let's see if moving Ross there draws up any enemies. Nope. Alright, in that case, let's deploy a little bit more aggressively. Let's see. How do I want to handle this? Alright, Artur, you move there. Lute, you move there. Calm, you move here. Mulder, you hang out here. Eirika, you move here. And Vanessa, you keep Mulder safe. Alright. Very good. And he's going straight for Artur. Can't blame him. It's probably the juiciest target he has available. But as you can see, Artur does much more damage to him than he does to Artur. And that was not a good moment for Nami. Let's move Mulder over and heal her. I was kind of hoping that Nami would be in a good position to attack that eye from across the river, but the eye kind of got the jump on her. In this case, however, Nami is definitely going to come out on top, so we will have her do her double attack against this Magval here and show it that if you're a giant eye, going up against a bowman is probably a horrible idea. In fact, if you're a giant eye, going up against anything with a sharp, pointy weapon is probably a terrible idea. Let's be honest. And that is the end of that Revenant. Ross putting the kibosh on him. And still not even a level 1 fighter, technically. If it isn't obvious to you yet just why it's such a good idea to build up Ross, maybe you're starting to get a sense of it now. He's already as good as many of my men, and not even technically level 1 yet. Alright, let's end the turn. Nope, that monster there is staying absolutely put, and that's fine by me. Because that means we have more opportunities to maneuver. I'm not sure that was necessary. That was probably a waste of a vulnerary usage, but that's okay. There are worse things. Oh, there we go. Going for Ross. Interesting choice. And Ross levels up off that single hit. Very nice. Unfortunately, he only gained a hit point from that. That's not very good. But all told, can't really complain. I mean... Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Yeah, we're going to have to kill him this turn if we attack with Ross now. Let's do a quick save state. I think we'll be okay, though. Maybe what I can do is have... Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just have Lute finish him off. She's on the verge of leveling up anyway. As you can see, this boss monster has no ranged attack of any kind, so it was pretty easy pickings for Lute there. Ooh, that is a horrible level up. I'm honestly a little tempted to load after that. But you know what? It's okay, folks. Oh, yep. More stupid cutscene. You don't need to know anything about her yet. She's just kind of dumb. Anyway, folks, that is all we have time for right now. I hope you've enjoyed watching this sinister playthrough of Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. When we return, we'll be moving on from ancient horrors and into entirely different horrors of a decidedly less ancient kind. I will see you next time.